right, welcome to the Canary in the Cage podcast. I'm Ron Morgan and my co-host
Dave Havlicek.
We're here to entertain you, educate you, and hopefully make you laugh. Dave, I got a video of a friend of yours.
Friend of mine.
Yeah, it's a friend of yours.
Okay.
It's the first one.
Let's see what we got here.
Not him.
Did you discuss General Hoff's dismissal with Laura Loomer prior to his removal?
There you go. Aren't you suing her?
I don't discuss who I
No, I'm suing Dina Titus.
Oh, that's not Dina Titus?
She's the senator, Jackie Rosen.
Oh, Jackie Rosen.
talk about anything with.
Still funny.
Ultimately, this is my decision, and he serves at the pleasure of the president, and that's why he's no longer there.
So, do you believe it's appropriate for any social media personality to influence personnel decisions in your department? Yes or no?
What?
Wait, hold on.
I believe your time is up, Senator.
It's not up to you to tell me when my time is up.
Well, the time.
And I am going to say, Mr. Secretary, you're either feckless or complicit. You're not in control of your department. You're unserious. It is shocking. You're not combating anti-Semitism within your ranks.
She's
It's
such
a
a bitch.
dangerous and pivotal time in our nation's history.
What the fuck is
Thank
she
you,
even
Mr.
talking
Chairman.
about?
I yield.
Oh, they were just attacking him. Do you want to please fix the color here? You're gonna.
No, fuck that. Let the viewers deal with it.
But I like the viewers having a happy experience.
No, the color's fine.
But that blue's not popping.
Yeah, I don't like. What the fuck is she talking about? Like social media influence?
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't get that.
Okay, social media. Okay, not everybody on social media is American.
Right.
Most of the people that are talking on X in English are probably American, right?
Okay.
And we should have an influence on our government, right?
Sure.
So then, what the fuck is she talking about? What is she talking about? Like, okay, it's like, yes, she's not the bitch I'm suing.
Yeah.
But the bitch I'm suing blocked me on X for trying to influence our government on X. I mean, hello, what the fuck?
Oh, I thought you'd like that one.
So, like, yeah, speaking of the lawsuit, I guess I can give a little bit of update. Dude, these fucking process servers that I was dealing with,
Yeah.
like, I couldn't get them to answer the phone. They weren't answering emails. Like, I don't know if they're fucking in on the shit or they're just incompetent, because it seemed like a mom and pop, like, fucking rinky dink, you know, and like they don't want to do their fucking job. So, like, I had to call a credit card company and try and dispute the charge, and like now they're giving me shit because it's over 60 days when I have to give 90 days to the defendant to fucking. It's such a fucking joke. So, like, I'm actually going to cancel this credit card because of this.
Oh, really?
I mean, fuck that. I'm not paying. Like, I have to pay because there's nothing I can do about that. But if you're going to make me pay, I'm going to cancel my service.
Well, sue the process server.
I'm not taking this. So I looked up what you have to do for small claims court. It's going to cost more than that to fucking deal with that. Like, why even bother? No, fuck that. I went to Yelp. I gave him a bad review. I reported him to the Better Business Bureau. There's not much else I can fucking do. So I found a different process server. Now the first guys, they actually did do the skip trace to get the address.
Okay.
So I did have that, and I gave that to the new process server, and they served it at her house.
Oh, and she's been served.
Yes. I still have to report that to the court.
Yeah.
Which, I tried to go to the post office today. There's no post office open today.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The banks were closed. It's Juneteenth.
Fucking stupid. Dude, I get into this all the time with, like, conservatives. So, like, they'll be like, Juneteenth is a stupid holiday because it's not about the troops or whatever fucking stupid conservative meme they talk about, right? But, like, if you think about what is a federal holiday, it's when the government doesn't have to give us services, but we still pay taxes.
Right.
So why like conservatives love federal holidays as long as you're sucking a soldier's dick or like making a war parade or some stupid fucking shit. But like they never think that we should not have federal holidays in the first place. There should be no weekends for the federal government. You should be open 24 hours a day, 7 days a fucking week, just like Netflix, just like a lot of Walmarts. Like, fuck you. Serve us or stop taking our taxes. How about that?
There you go. This
Fucking
campaign
assholes.
you could start. Now, Juneteenth was the end of slavery, right?
Not exactly.
Okay, because it's not the end of slavery, but okay.
It was like the day that the message arrived to some random town in Texas, which is where Juneteenth started. And Juneteenth has always been a Texas thing, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, and like I don't know how it got big during 2020, just the BLM garbage.
Well, everything got big in 2020 because we were sitting at home thinking of what to do.
So and Biden's like, well, let's just give the federal employees another day off where they don't have to serve you, but we still take your taxes. Thanks, Biden.
So if federal employees don't work, we shouldn't pay taxes.
Right.
They should work 24 hours a day,
Yes.
7 days a week, and we'll pay taxes on that. Okay.
Well, I'd rather just say, if you don't like that, don't pay taxes. I don't want your fucking services. But if you're going to take my money, give me the fucking services.
So just income tax or like all tax?
All tax is theft.
Yeah, it's all Texas theft. Well, I mean...
No, you don't. It's all theft. I don't have a choice as to whether or not I pay it. It's theft.
I mean, I can kind of agree with that, but I mean, the services have to be paid.
Fine, but if I don't want the service, then you can't just take my fucking money.
Yeah, see, that's a tough one, because I've gone back and forth, because here's a good example. You heard of, there are privatized fire departments.
Okay.
And there was one actually in unincorporated Elk Grove Village in Illinois.
Okay.
And if you didn't pay the fee, they did not show up if your house was on fire.
See, that's a retarded way to solve that problem, right? Because you can solve that problem other ways. So, you could show up, and you could put the fire out, and then you could give them a bill.
Right.
And if they don't pay the bill...
Mechanics lien.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say... Because a lien is also government involvement, right?
Well...
But you can essentially post a picture up all over town and say, this guy's a fucking deadbeat.
No.
We put his fire out, he's not paying. And just make him out to be a bad guy.
That wouldn't bother me. Put my
It doesn't matter if it would bother you or not.
So I still wouldn't pay it.
I think you would pay it. When you can't go to the grocery store anymore...
Who's going to chastise me?
Everybody will.
No.
Enough people will that it will matter. Okay. And if it doesn't matter, then so what? You're living like a poor person anyway, so who gives a fuck? You could have insurance that would pay for people that don't have that don't pay the fire company directly.
Okay.
Right? Because let's say I pay my fire insurance. And you live next door to me and you don't pay fire insurance.
Okay.
My insurance would cover you because your house burning is a risk to my house.
What if they showed up to the fire with a contract and said, hey, we'll put your house out but sign this?
I mean, again, you could do that, but it's just not the most efficient way to do it. I mean, this has been a thing for thousands of years.
I mean, if you live in an area that does not have a fire department to service you,
yeah.
And I'm assuming... your property tax is reflected by you not paying taxes for that service.
Yeah.
Why not pay it?
Well, that's the thing is most people are going to decide to pay it, right?
Yeah.
But because we have competition, right, in a free market, there'd be 5-6 fire departments, and you would all try and compete on the price.
And they all race there to get there. Who gets there first?
They might, I don't know.
They're bumping and grinding.
But you would search around for the best deal. Whereas now they just take your fucking money and then, sorry, we couldn't make it on time because they don't give a fuck. Right? There's no accountability at all.
Okay, let's talk because we were on a podcast last night. We were on what's the name of his
again?
The
Outlaw Crypto Podcast.
Yeah, so we were talking about Iran and Israel. So I am anti-war, and I'm 99% sure you are too.
Yeah.
I put a post on X. Is anti-war, not as long as Americans aren't going to die. I don't want anybody dying. So
if two places on the other side of the planet go to war, I don't give a fuck.
Right. So that's my question. If Iran, well, first, I mean, they're since I can remember, in the mid '80s, Iran's weeks away from having a nuclear war.
Yeah.
They've said this my entire life.
Right.
So it's just it's kind of lost its luster here.
Yeah, and they've had inspectors there. That's one of the most inspected places for that shit. They're not going to fucking miss something. They're likely not going to miss something.
I mean, did they check the bunker that's 200 feet in the ground?
That emits radiation, so you don't have to dig or anything. You just check the radiation levels.
Okay, see, I don't know about that. But let's say they got a nuclear warhead.
Yeah.
Does that affect our sovereignty?
Our sovereignty?
Yeah.
Not that I know of.
Okay. I mean, so if he were to bomb Israel with a nuclear warhead, that would have no effect on our weather or anything like that?
It might. It depends on how it was made. Because if it's shoddy and it emits shit into the air, then the air will float around the earth and you'll have slight radiation everywhere. That. I mean, that happened when we bombed Hiroshima.
Yeah. So, what's your opinion on Trump bombing, dropping that bunker buster, or technically I guess two of them?
You should fucking get the fuck out of there.
So you're against it?
Yeah.
Okay. No, so am I. I mean, I don't care about it. I mean, it's not my thing. The other thing is the whatever the head guy of Iran, I don't know who it is.
Khamenei.
Yeah. He says that he'll attack America. Now,
but I don't think they even have the capability to attack us.
Well, now, true, but China did fly in supplies in Iran yesterday. So is China going to get involved in this? Does that change the game? Because
I don't know. Like, Iran's already been allied with Russia, haven't they? Like, haven't they always been?
Russia's already told them to fuck off.
Okay.
And Russia said we're not getting involved in this.
I mean, like, why? Like, why is everyone doing it? It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I stated my case yesterday. I do not believe Trump's going to drop that bomb. I think this is his. No, this is his. I'm going to run for a third term. I'm going to develop the Gaza Strip. This is just him shitposting in real life, like, with the words. Yeah. So I truly, because now he came out today and said, you got 2 weeks. And then I'll decide. Okay. So he's not even saying, hey, in 2 weeks, we're going to drop the bomb.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'll drop the bomb because that will affect my support of him. It will. I don't think he should drop a bomb. I don't think we should be involved in it, but unless we are attacked. And then that's my question to you as well. I said yesterday that I'm less worried about Iran attacking us, and I'm more worried about Israel attacking us, making it look like Iran attacked us. So how do we as Americans interpret that?
Here's another thing that's gonna blow your mind. Right? I just said I don't give a fuck if two countries on the other side of the planet go to war. Right? I also don't give a fuck if Boston gets bombed. I don't know anybody in Boston. Like, I don't give a fuck.
You have one hell of a patriot.
Well, Boston has nothing to do with me, right? Just like Israel has nothing to do with me. I don't give a fuck. I'm sure we have listeners in Boston, and like
I care about you guys.
I don't want you to die, but if you do, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go to your funeral. I'm not gonna send you flowers. Like, I just don't give a fuck. I don't know your name. I don't know what you do. Right? Like, why do I care? Why should I pretend that I care when I don't? You don't care either, but you pretend that you do. That's the thing.
Okay. Well, I don't think it would be Boston. I'm thinking more of military bases overseas.
Okay, yeah, I definitely don't give less of a fuck.
Oh, no, see that...
There shouldn't be no military bases overseas. Get the fuck out of there.
I agree with that as well,
okay,
but there are...
You deserve...
So living in reality, they do exist.
Okay, then you signed up for this. Don't cry when you get bombed. Okay, the people in Boston didn't sign up for this, right? But the people in the military base, they signed up for it. There's no draft. You willingly signed your name to that fucking paper, and you flew over there saying, I'm going to protect this plot of land in Italy or some other country that's not fucking America. You know what you're doing. You stood there, put your hand up, and said an oath, and then you violated that oath the next fucking day. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
There you go.
Maybe I'll stay off those questions then.
Why? I think it's great content.
It's going to be great in the review section and in the complaints.
We got a good. We had one of our videos went viral last week. One of our clips.
Really? Which one?
Which one was it? It was me talking about you shouldn't ever see cops on the street.
Okay.
And like all these right wingers came in. Like, oh, this guy's a Democrat. This is what the criminals would like. Like, because they only listen to the clip. They don't listen to the full show. So I was like talking shit in the comments back to them, and it was pretty funny. But yeah, we're starting to get some traction on the clips.
Yeah, I actually got reposted on a couple things.
Nice.
But I don't know if that actually affects us. Like our numbers.
It does. No, it helps a lot.
Okay. Yeah, because it was the anti-war comment. I got reposted on.
No, so the way X works is that so a lot of these scam accounts do this. Is they'll own like 1,000 fake accounts, and then the first account will post something, and then the 1,000 fake accounts will repost it, and that bumps it to the top in the algorithm.
That seems like a lot of work.
Well, if you're collecting money on it, if you have the blue check and you're collecting money, they don't give a fuck because X doesn't block this behavior, so people do it.
All right, so anti-cop is bad then apparently.
I mean, that statement wasn't even anti-cop. It's so like the cops should operate properly.
So was it TikTok or YouTube?
YouTube.
YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, I don't look at the TikTok ones.
Okay. Let's see what is next. Let's bring up the next clip.
What we got here.
Okay, so
RFK.
So this is RFK is getting to work, and now corporations are willingly taking out some of the chemicals.
Yeah.
I hope it's not like, oh, we'll take this one out, but we'll leave these in. I hope.
Well, I think I saw you post this, or I saw this come up somewhere else. But so when they take out artificial colors, and they're still going to color it, right?
Well, okay,
it's not going to be like bland white, off-white gray, right?
So if you compare our food to like Canada or Europe, it is a different color.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're still going to color it, right?
Isn't there like a natural color in the ingredients you use?
There's natural colors. Do you know what they make those out of?
What's that?
Bugs.
No. I'm saying.
I'm serious. They make it out of bugs.
I don't doubt you.
So you're gonna eat the bugs?
Well, we've already been told that.
Well, you're going to do it.
They
I'm not.
completely disclose that. No, if you use a green and a yellow thing,
Yeah.
or blue and a yellow, you make green, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, if you just use products, they're eventually going to be a color without any additives.
Yeah. But okay, when you look around in nature for things that are colored, like brightly colored.
Please don't mention people.
No.
Okay.
Like if you want black Cheerios, sure, I guess, but or Asian Cheerios, yellow Cheerios, I don't know, but no. If you look at things that are brightly colored and edible, right? So like a lot of plants that have bright colors are poisonous, so you can't eat those.
Okay.
Right? But if you look at bugs, there's often like shiny greens and reds and blues and stuff, and they're edible. So that's where natural coloring comes from. So when you take out the artificial coloring, which is just made in the lab, it's the same chemical made in the lab.
Yeah.
You're now eating the bugs.
But I guess okay.
you argued for this. You wanted this.
No, I'm good with it. Because my question is, like Skittles has come out.
Yeah.
This company, General Mills, I think that is, has come out, and they said we're going to take the food dye out.
Okay.
Now they're calling it food dye, not a chemical.
Yeah.
It is still a chemical.
Well, everything's a chemical.
Huh?
Everything's a fucking chemical. Your chemicals aren't. This laptop is chemicals. It's all chemicals.
Yeah, but I'm not eating the laptop.
The meat you eat is chemicals. It's all chemicals.
Yeah, I know. But my question goes to: is it us that are dumb, or is it the corporations? Because they're spending money to make their colors pop.
Yeah.
Like
well, it's more of like the market is shifting and they're just meeting that new market demand. Right? So like, they don't give a fuck ultimately, right?
Right, but they had to spend extra money to buy that food color to make the color pop.
Right.
So they did that to market it.
Yes.
I mean, have you ever heard like two stoners walking through a gas station and they see a bag of Skittles?
And the guy goes, conscious.
But the guy goes, well, no, I don't like that. They have bland colors. And the guy goes, oh, no, they pop now. And the guy goes, what? They pop? And they buy the Skittles?
Well, it's not a conscious decision. So, like you don't know that that's why you bought it. But if you look at the shelf at the end of the day, the popping colors are all gone, and then the bland colors are still there. So, like, you can't really explain why people chose that, but they do choose it. So companies make it. And if people start choosing the other one, then companies start making the other one. That's all it is. Like, there's no rational reason behind it necessarily.
I mean,
it's not even a matter of stupid, right? So, like, there's the reason when you see fast food signs, they're all red and yellow, is because those colors actually stimulate your brain to produce hunger.
No, McDonald's.
And it's not like you're stupid. It's just that's how your body works.
McDonald's does that.
Yeah.
Operation rooms, everything is green because red and green apparently is not as gross as white and red.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand it. I mean,
we're not supposed to. It's not about understanding. Like,
no, I know it's all subliminal, and
regardless of, it's not even subliminal. It's they're just producing what you are buying, right? When you go to the store, you buy the popping colors, and they say, "Oh, he's buying the popping colors. Let's make more of that." That's all it is. So they don't care why.
I believe this happened like back in the 90s, I would guess. Because that's when the food industry hired that's when the tobacco industry companies bought the food companies and brought their scientists.
I think the dye, the artificial dyes have been there for a while.
No, I'll tell you a story about that. So I do believe this happened in the 90s. If I'm right or I'm wrong, I don't know. I don't care. But that's when the tobacco industries bought the food companies and brought over the scientists who made cigarettes addictive to make food addictive.
Nobody made cigarettes addictive. Nicotine is just addictive.
Dude, there's shit. Okay, nicotine is addictive, but so is caffeine and so is... But not to the level that cigarettes are addictive. When I smoke...
nicotine is absolutely that addictive.
It's not that addictive. When I quit smoking, I go through different stages of withdrawals. And about 6 weeks after I quit smoking, I get a weird craving for about a week.
Okay.
And that's a chemical that's coming on my body. If you stop drinking diet soda, you go through withdrawals.
I don't buy this.
It's happened to everybody I know.
But I don't buy that there's like some special thing that they're doing above and beyond the things that are in that stuff.
I mean, the tobacco industries have been sued for doing that method, and they've lost in court.
That doesn't mean the court. The judges said. The judges. At some point, I have to cite said Trump is a fucking criminal, right? 34 felony counts. The judges said so.
I don't know.
I think it's all bullshit.
So when I heard Skittles make that announcement, I'm like, what? It confuses me. I don't get it. But I was talking to my wife about it. I go, do you remember the candy? It's either Boston baked beans or Boston Burt beans. So yeah, don't fuck with Boston. They make a really good candy. I just make Colorado.
I've never heard of it, so I definitely
no, you don't. They
I like Boston cream pie.
They were like brown and they had like spikes on it.
I have no fucking idea what the fuck.
Okay, so I'm like, I guarantee you, there's a candy out there they didn't change the color of because the color looked like shit before.
Yeah.
Why would they change it now? So she bought me a bag of them. They're fucking red. I'm like, you sons of bitches. Yeah, no, it's a candy I used to like, and I just can't believe they changed that.
It's like the whole another thing in the '90s was like light. Everything was light, low fat. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Like because these scam studies came out saying butter's bad for you, bacon fat is bad for you.
Oh yeah, the whole margarine's better for you.
There was that Olea or whatever it was. Remember that?
I can't believe it's not butter.
Did they have that? But remember the chips that had like the oleic oil? Do you remember that? Like, it was a big fucking thing, and then it turned out that they made your ass leak, like your asshole leak.
So that was a warning label on the chips.
Yeah.
And there was a movie, and the guy was like, he was eating chips, and his brother's like, yo, man, they'll give you the shits. And the guy goes, what are you talking about? He goes, read the label.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, diarrhea. Who would sell this?
Right. Well, you bought it.
How is this marketing?
You bought it.
No, I agreed, but yeah, you got to pay attention.
But those died out real quick, so it's not just a matter of one thing is objectively better or more desirable. It shifts with the culture.
Oh my god, it's just mind numbing to think of.
I mean, that's how the market works. Like, you just get over it.
Whatever. Just eat apples and grapes and leave them the fuck alone. No GMO shit.
I love natural fruits. I mean, it's way better. It's got the fiber actually does keep you regular.
But
that's how you know I'm getting old.
Is that on the warning label on an apple? Do they put warning labels on apples?
They might.
I mean, if it's fiber.
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy. So, I guess we'll just go to the next one. I don't keep notes of what
we got here. Up. Town Hall, Alex.
Oh, this guy. Did you hear this story?
Fake cries while explaining how to enforcement protect teachers.
So this is Senator Alex Padilla. Okay. He's a California senator, and he was in California, and
Kristi
Noem was there having a speech, and he decided to go in and interrupt the speech.
Now, when you say interrupt the speech,
he charged the stage.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like he ran at the stage.
Yeah.
He was walking the stage with his hand raised.
Okay.
And then, of course, apparently I actually had the video for last week, and I didn't show it because we ran out of time. They dragged his ass out and pinned him to the ground and handcuffed him because they didn't know who he was.
I think interrupting a speech is fine as long as you're not like making any violence.
Well, it wasn't that type of sure under protest, but that's actually not what I'm going with.
Okay.
You can show the video after I say this because it's okay. It's a funny video because the guy's he's fundraising off of this. But
that's all I do.
He pauses for a second. See this pin?
Yeah.
He wasn't wearing his Senate pin.
Okay.
And they said that's why they didn't know who he was and they arrested him.
Okay.
So if he was wearing that Senate pin...
so they wouldn't have arrested him?
That's what I wonder. I mean, if you wear a Senate pin, do you not get arrested?
Maybe I should go find one of these.
Maybe he still is, because he's a big old crybaby.
First on my knees, and then flat on my chest.
He sounds like he's describing being raped, by the way.
And as I was handcuffed and marched down a hallway, repeatedly asking, why am I being detained? Not once did they tell me why.
So, but I hate to interrupt, but like...
No, go right ahead.
Does this fucking retard not understand that every time he signs his dumb fucking name to a law, some other person has that experience because of him?
Yes.
Does he not understand that?
Yes.
And I don't care what party you're in, they all fucking do it.
Yes.
I pray you never have a moment like this.
Oh, fuck you.
But
you want me to have this moment for owning a gun?
A lot of questions came to my mind.
He fake cries here in a second. It's kind of funny.
First of all, where are they taking me? Because I know I'm not just being escorted out of the building. Am I being arrested here?
He's a bad actor, too.
What will a city already on edge from being militarized think when they see their United States senator being handcuffed just for trying to ask a question.
I love all senators handcuffed.
Yeah, fuck you. I mean, like, you do this to us every fucking day. Fucking scumbag, dude. What a piece of shit. And it's just, yeah, you're right. It's just so fucking fake. Like, he would sit there and be giving a speech and laugh in your fucking face as they arrested you.
Yep.
Fuck you.
And they're fun. But if you notice, this is like, I guess we're still in spring. We're almost at summer. But the spring of 25 is, if you're a Democrat politician, I want to be put in handcuffs. How many of these people are doing shit to get arrested?
Yeah.
To get their name in the paper. It's like the Democrats have a hole. And they don't have anybody who's solid to run for president.
Yeah.
So they're all like trying to get out there and get their names known. Yeah. And I got arrested standing up for people. What'd you do? I charged the stage with Kristi Noem on it. And I wasn't wearing my Senate pen. I put that in my pocket. So they would arrest me so I could go through this.
Oh my God.
It's like, and then you got the one that, in Newark. There's other ones. But here's the thing. They're Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah.
He came out and was like, if you have put handcuffs on a Congress member, you're going to be in trouble. Hey, Hakeem, you've had a bunch of them handcuffed. What are you going to do? You want to make a threat? Come bring it out, man. Bring it on, bro.
Oh, God.
So you want to do the Monero challenge now? Or you want to do it later?
Yeah, let's. Here it is. Let's do it.
So this is going to be the Monero challenge. I'll repost this at the top of the page at the end of the show. So this is the president or prime minister of Italy. I don't know. She's actually a pretty cool lady. And this one is the groomed man, like him marrying trans. His wife is a man. She's swinging dick. There's just no doubt about it.
Not there's anything wrong with it.
I mean, I joke about Michelle Obama, but I'm not 100% sure she's swinging dick. His wife, she's swinging dick. But it's weird because she was his teacher in school, and she groomed him, and then married him, and then he became president. It's a very weird story. So this is Mercan. Yeah, whatever. He's French. I think his nickname's I Give Up. So we're gonna play the video, and then I'll explain what the task is. So what the fuck did he say to her? Now, he's smart by covering his lips, so I don't care. I'm not looking for the right answer.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the funny.
Give us your best answer, and we'll put you in the wheel.
So keep in mind, married to a man that dresses like a woman that groomed him since he was a kid. And this is a factual story. So this is a true story. And even if it wasn't, or even if it's not, go with it.
Macron, that's his name.
Macron. So I don't care if you even make up another fake background for him to get that look out of another president's eyes. She was just like, what the fuck? He said something in there that just ain't right. So make it up. Impress us. Make us laugh.
There you go. All right, let's move on here. What do we got here? Don't ask, don't tell? Okay,
so there is it's a hidden trick that the media uses to know when active military, when a military action is about to take place. I've heard about this for years.
Yeah.
And it's always, they have pizzas delivered to the Pentagon. So if you see cars in the Pentagon parking lot and pizza coming, they're obviously working late because they got something they're talking about, something they're planning. I found this the other day, so apparently there's two ways to tell. So there is a bar, just one of the closest bars to the Pentagon is Freddy's Beach Bar.
Okay.
It is a gay bar. And apparently when they're dead on a night they're normally busy, that means there's something going on in the Pentagon. So don't ask, don't tell. I don't know. I mean, I didn't realize we had so many gay people at the Pentagon.
I mean,
not that there's a problem with it. Yeah, so I thought that was funny that the gay bar was like dead. Like the guys, these happy ass guys are walking out. We're going to suck some Pentagon's guy dick.
Do we have like spies that stand there and look how busy it is and report that, or what?
Well, I think once they see the cars in the parking lot and the pizza delivery, they go to the bar and see that it's dead. I don't know. Or maybe they pay off the bartender like, hey, we're normally flooded with generals and corporals tonight. We got none. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they tell, but it's just funny that it's a gay bar that's not busy because the military's busy. I don't know. Actually, with gay, do you want to bring up the Will Smith thing? Will Smith put out a really weird, creepy song. I don't know.
Where did you put that? You didn't...
I didn't put it up because I was going to talk about it. But Will Smith is obviously gay, bisexual, whatever. But look up the song. It's weird. It looks like it's like a song I would have wrote in 8th grade. I like girls. I like girls that are pretty. You know, and it's just like...
Well, it's a nice, wholesome family rap song like Will Smith used to do back in the 80s, remember? Parents just don't understand.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So now it's just about... I'm not getting into that. It's fucked up.
What is
so this one here is... it's just another proof that the truth tellers are right. Or the conspiracy theorists are now truth tellers. So Kash Patel has done something at least. Still would rather see the Epstein Islanders than this. But this, you know what this is, right?
Yeah.
This is Biden.
Yeah.
This is what they say was the mail-in ballots.
That was in Wisconsin.
No, this is...
Yeah, that was Wisconsin.
I thought that was a national one.
No, it wasn't... Because you can't, like, the national vote doesn't matter, right? The total vote count doesn't matter.
Right. Oh, well...
Because Hillary won them, or who the fuck...
Well, no, the popular vote doesn't elect the president.
Right, but this is the popular vote count. So it was Wisconsin.
Okay. So apparently, Kash Patel has found out that China was involved with this, and this was a conversation back then.
So the Post says evidence of a Chinese plot.
Yes.
That doesn't mean they did anything.
No. So what it is well, I just found the first picture. I couldn't put it up there to talk about this story. So basically, what Chinese is being investigated for.
Yeah.
And it's going to Congress or going to the Senate, I guess. Is they made a bunch of fake driver's license that made people look like legit so they could vote. And they also sent over...
That's not that hard.
20 million already filled out ballots.
20 million?
I think across the country, countrywide.
Still, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, there was...
where did they ship these for? Like, did nobody notice this?
They did, but the media we all knew it.
Well,
there was evidence out there that this happened.
There was weird trucks.
There were U-Hauls pulling up at the end of the night. There were boxes under tables that were already placed there in case they need them. And then they cover all the windows of the room. They basically what a lot of the voting places did. They go, oh, the polls closed an hour ago. We're going to take a break for the night.
Yeah,
we'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
What? And the Republicans, they walked their happy asses out. And the Democrats went, locked the doors and covered the windows. And apparently they couldn't get back in. I guess there's no bricks in that area. But it's just something that it was a conspiracy back then.
So here's the funny thing is that Reddit had a huge post this week saying that Trump stole 2024 by some cheating mechanism.
Well, they first accused Elon Musk from doing it, which I still don't get that one. But I guess he's a tech wizard, and he just
press the buttons and
he just got into the Dominion voting machines, and just because they weren't connected to the internet, but Obama promised that they're never connected to the internet.
Yeah,
but yet they were. Because matter of fact, I think a girl just got arrested for giving out passwords to the Dominion voting machines. Jesus. And then there's a lady in Colorado. I think we discussed this. She's actually in jail still. Because she took evidence to the state of Colorado and said, hey, I think we cheated.
Yeah.
And they locked her ass up. And she's still in prison. But she's on prison for state charges, not federal charges, so Trump can't do anything. Because I'm pretty sure he would if he could, because it's a pretty bullshit thing. Yeah, I think that, what else we got going on? I think that's it
for your stuff, right?
I mean, we can, how far are we into the show? Because we can come up with more. We're 35 minutes in.
That's fine. Like, I don't have any news stories. Like, I've been busy dealing with fucking bullshit this week.
Okay.
But let's give away some money from last week's show.
All right.
So last week was a secret word challenge, and the word was custody. We had 4 people enter. So we got MoneroMash. What if I spell it right? He's gonna complain if he doesn't win. You didn't spell my name right. You gotta do it again. Right, MoneroMash. Almagest. MavMcQ, and Ein. All right, so let's spin to win.
Almagest.
All right, so you know the rules.
Come and find us.
Come get your money. Okay, so yeah, today I'm going to be doing a two-parter, actually.
Okay.
So we're talking about fiat currency because Ron's been bitching about interest rates, and he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So I figured it's a good time to give a lesson on how this stuff actually works. Because I assume like it's actually kind of like it's not like a hit against you because most people don't understand this, and it's designed on purpose to make people not understand this.
It's like taxes.
Yes.
Filling out your
exactly. And like I said, while it's not a something you can go out and do to improve your life, like understanding this stuff is actually very important. Okay. So first question: what is this?
Sorry, I didn't have a question. A $1 bill.
That's $1?
Yeah.
Okay. What is this?
That would be a silver dollar, maybe.
So this is $1. Yeah. But you also said this is $1.
Yes.
How can that be?
Because we have a coin that's probably actually, well, what year does that coin say on it?
This is 2023.
Okay, so it's probably, well, I guess it's still worth $1.
If I take it to this bank, they'll give me $1.
Yes.
So this is the fucking scam that they pull on us, right?
Okay.
So this is $1, right? And what this used to be was a promise for $1.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But if you read it, it just says $1. Right. This is $1. You had the right answer, right? But if you go and you look up older, oh, that's not where it was. It was here. If you go and look up older things that used to be called dollars, now if you read this, it says $20 in gold coin payable to the bearer.
So, but hold on a second. Now you're on this, on the gold strip.
Yeah.
So I believe this is the first 20 printed off of a series.
Okay, but this No, this is how they all look in the 20s.
So all 20s look like this.
Yes.
The gold certificate they are different. These are actually more collectible and they're technically worth more than 20. But, but okay, so I want to make sure.
So this is from the 20s. Before it was in the 30s when they changed it to this.
Oh, so this is 1920. Okay, I gotcha.
So now the Federal Reserve was created in 1913, and for a while you could still redeem these things for money.
But if you wanted a gold coin from a bank, I mean, not gold coin, you go to that silver dollar. It's not silver anymore, but it's partially silver.
Well, this one is silver.
Oh, it's all silver.
Yes.
So could you go to the bank and give them that dollar and get a silver coin?
That's because that's why they changed this to say $1. Right. Instead of $1 payable to the bearer, right? This is not $20. This is a certificate, gold certificate, to collect $20. And then they changed it in the 30s to where this is $20. You can't, there's nothing to collect. This is $20. So that's the scam they pulled on us, right? And I'm going to go over the actual history of like fiat currency in general real quick.
So with coins, just so you guys know, if you look at the side of a coin, you can see the progression of our economy. Because it used to be 100% silver, and then in 64...
64, they got rid of all the silver.
Well, they still put silver in there, but
all the silver was gone.
What was the silver? What was the shiny metal part?
Well, it was never all silver because silver is very soft and it tarnishes. Okay. So it would always be silver mixed with something. Now, this is pure silver. Okay. But like a silver dollar that you would use in commerce would be silver mixed with like nickel and other hard things so that you could carry it in your pocket and it wouldn't degrade.
So on a coin that was like from the 70s, it was a sliver of copper. Yeah. And then rest silver-ish stuff. Yeah. And then if you look at one from, well, actually, when did the new quarters come out?
I don't fucking know.
Like 10 years ago? Like, they legit, there's barely metal in those damn things. Yeah.
So, with the history, I'm going to go all the way back to ancient Rome. Okay. Okay, so in ancient societies, people only used precious metals. I mean, like, they only use commodities. Right. Right? Or they use debt. So, like, you would write down on a parchment, Ron owes me 30 barrels of rice. And then, like, next harvest, that would be my money, right? This piece of paper is my money. And that's actually how writing got invented in the first place. But I'm actually going to go over that more in detail next week. Okay. So, today, I'm just going to talk about commodity monies, which was mostly precious metals. Okay. So, people would trade gold and silver in the markets. And governments realized that they could enrich themselves by getting a monopoly on issuing these coins. So, like, a common problem when you're dealing with coins is there could be counterfeits, right? Like, you could paint lead with a thin coat of silver, and, like, it's hard to detect that with just a weighing device. So the governments would say, okay, if it has this seal, you know it's good, right? You know it's real money, okay? So governments monopolize this minting of coin, and governments, because they have this monopoly, they can't ever just spend within their means, right? They always got to start wars and have glory for themselves and have palaces and orgies and all this stupid shit, right? So they would always spend more than they actually had in coin, right?
Okay.
So they would take debts, and then they realized that because they're the government, they're the monopoly issuer of currency, they could get around these debts in ways that you or I cannot, right? So things they would do is like clip the edges of the coins and make the coin a little bit smaller. And they would do it like very imperceptibly so you wouldn't notice. But every year, like the coin got smaller and smaller, right?
Weird.
Another thing they would do is put a bunch of coins in a bag and then shake the bag up, and then there'd be dust, right? Silver dust.
Yeah.
And then you would melt that silver dust and make more coins. Right?
Oh.
So you put 20 coins in and you got 21 coins back out. Right?
Okay.
And then so another thing they would do is they would just melt the coins and then mix in more like lead or iron or other base metals and then make more coins. Right? So you would put 20 coins in and get 30 coins out. So now the government is just richer by 10 extra coins. And they would just keep doing this, and it would cause inflation because right they would pay for their wars and their bullshit with all these extra coins, and then these coins would filter into the market, and then prices would go up, and then you would have inflation. And every single time the currency would eventually collapse. Right? This is why empires collapse, because they do this with the currency.
Really?
Yes. Other people will say it's other bullshit.
Yeah.
But this is the real reason, because when you destroy the money, right, you destroy the incentives to be a good businessman. You destroy morality, essentially.
Okay.
And there's great books on this. Like I could probably recommend a couple. But yeah, so let's continue on. So paper currency was invented in China in the 10th century, and it was called jiaoji. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but
I'm not going to correct you.
So, but this was currency backed by commodities, like you saw with that $20 gold note. So, like you would have a jiaoji, and it would say, "Well, you can go to the bank and pick up some silver for the jiaoji," and it was just more convenient, so they thought, to carry the paper around, because you don't want to be fucking carrying a big purse of silver around. It's heavy, right?
Yeah.
People could steal that shit, and the paper is just you can have lots of stacks of it. So Kublai Khan, who I believe was the nephew of Genghis Khan,
Really?
he took over China in the 12th century, I believe it was. And he came up with the idea of, we're not going to back this paper currency anymore. And that was called a Jiao Chao. And I actually saw a Jiao Chao when I was in Mongolia in the museums.
Really?
They actually have these things. So, like, yeah, he just said, we're not going to redeem this for silver anymore. The paper is the money. And go fuck yourselves. And we can print as much as we want, so we can go fight wars and do whatever the fuck we want. So, like, he was the first person to actually come up with this. I don't think he came up with it. It was probably one of his court wizards or whatever the fuck, but yeah. So Marco Polo, who was in China and Mongolia traveling at the time.
That's a real guy?
Yeah, Marco Polo's a real guy. He was from Italy.
For some reason, that's the pool game you play.
Well, he also brought back spaghetti and yeah.
Okay.
Because they have noodles in China, right?
Yeah.
They didn't have noodles in Italy.
Well, that's funny because a lot of people don't know this. Where was spaghetti invented at?
China.
Yeah, but it's given to the Italians as they invented it.
Well, from Marco Polo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Marco Polo so he also brought back notes about how this paper currency worked, right? He's like, this is the crazy shit they do over in China. Like, it's wild. They're using paper for money. Because back in Europe, they were still using the coins, right? It didn't occur to them. So a couple hundred years later, some Italian bankers were reading Marco Polo, and they're like, "Whoa, we should probably do this, right?" So the Medici family, you might have heard that name before. They started issuing paper notes backed by their gold because they were a gold bank essentially, and they started issuing notes like the Medici Bank, payable to $20 in gold coins or whatever the fuck the currency was back then. So eventually they realized that the gold just sat there in the vault.
Right.
And people rarely came in to collect their gold. They would just take those paper notes and trade them in the market.
Right.
Right? So what they realized they could do is they could just make more notes, right? And put the notes in their pockets and become rich, right? We're fucking rich now because we've made more notes in our pockets, and you don't know the difference. You don't know the gold's not there. And they would make loans against this.
Really?
And I mean, this is how modern banking works, right?
I
They invented it.
I that's what's going on now.
Yes.
I guess I'm shocked that happened back then.
It was like the Renaissance in like the late 14th century. So they started making loans, and eventually the idea spread across Europe. Like, so I'm sure you've heard these names, like Borgias, Rothschilds, all these banking clans. Like, they all started back then.
Right.
So, like, some people are saying, it's a Jewish thing. It's not a Jewish thing. The Medicis were not Jewish. The Borgias were not Jewish. Everybody who fucking figured this out was doing it. Okay. Because it was a brand new idea. Like I can make myself rich by writing things on paper. It's wild, right? But the problem is, every once in a while, people are going to come to the bank and say, I want my gold. Right? And then you're going to realize you don't have the gold to cover all those notes. So what happens? Well, that's called a bank run.
Right.
And like the currency essentially collapses when that happens. Right? So what happens when that collapse happens? Well, these are all rich, powerful families who are in the government. Like several of them were popes, right? Borgias had popes, Medicis had popes. So what they would do is just bail themselves out, right? The government would now bail out these big bankers and say, okay, we're going to take over the currency, and then we're going to issue the notes, and then we're going to do this. And essentially what happens is you get this. Instead of $1 payable, this is just $1. Here's $1. You have $1, right? So they would always bail them out and then make the currency paper, and then that would eventually collapse too, right? Because when you have paper, you can just write it up at will. Like, think about if you're a counterfeiter. You're going to write yourself $1 trillion, right? And you're going to destroy the economy eventually, but you're going to get rich in the process. Right. And they always do it, right? So the USA is not special, right? And since you can tell that we're at this part of the stage, right? This part of the cycle where they're giving us this bullshit that's not redeemable for anything and writing $1 on it like it's real money. That means we're at the end of this cycle, right? So it's going to blow up. There's no doubt about it. So you need to get out of these fucking worthless things and into real money, which is this stuff, which is crypto, which is rice and beans, which is ammo, which is anything that you can use when this finally becomes zero.
Well, we've talked about like what I call prison currency.
Yes.
You know, cigarettes, little liquor bottles. That's the stuff that's going to be valuable if and when the currency collapses.
Yeah. So I like this. This is just a history of fiat this week. So next week I'm going to go into interest rates and how our banking system actually works in America, because they did put a little spin on the Renaissance way of doing it to make it last a little longer, make you a little more confused, make you believe in this stuff more. But there's just more to it than I want to spend on one episode. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go over that next week. But yeah, so keep this stuff in mind and
explain what fiat means.
Fiat means
I know.
I declare it. I declare.
But it's an algorithm. It's no. The F stands for something.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it does.
Fiat it's a Latin word that means I declare it. You can look it up if you want.
I believe fiat stands for something.
No, it doesn't. It's a Latin word. You can actually argue with me on this?
No.
It's a Latin word that means I declare. Okay. So like you're a magic sorcerer and you declare it, so it's real.
Okay, how do you spell fiat?
F-I-A-T.
F. Oh, like the car.
Yeah. It's Latin.
Or meaning. I should probably put that in meaning. No, because I've been told. I mean, maybe some guy made it up, and
of course they made it up. Everyone makes everything up. Everything's made up.
No, it's like. Yeah, it's too common of a word, but fiat currency, it might be.
No, this is formal authorization or proposition, a decree. I declare this to be such and thus and such.
I always thought the fiat meant something.
No. So like a lot of people will say crypto is fiat because it's not backed, but fiat does not mean unbacked. It means I declare. Like some wizard is telling you this is money.
Read that fucking definition.
Yeah.
Fiat currency is government issued money that isn't backed by physical, commonly like gold or silver.
Right. That's why they changed the word.
No, I get that, but we've always been told our money is backed by gold.
When were you told that? Richard Nixon went on TV in 1971 and said we're not backing by gold anymore. He said temporarily, so any day now they're going to bring it back, right? Temporarily. Okay, motherfuckers. No, it's all fucking bullshit. Like, this is not backed by anything. This is fiat. Then it's a Latin word. It means I declare.
Oh, well, I always thought Fiat meant, I thought I forget the word I'm looking for, but I thought it meant
don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Each letter is the same for a
No,
word.
that's an acronym, but that's
acronym.
That's not what Fiat is.
Oh. Okay. Wow. You learn something new every day.
There you go.
So, okay, because I know you're a crypto guy. So are you saying people should go into crypto and not that at all?
I mean, like, keep enough of this around that you can pay your bills, because most people will only take this shit. But like, don't stuff tons of it. Like, don't have a giant bank account. Don't stuff tons of it under your mattress. Like, any more than you're willing to lose, essentially, because eventually this is all going to zero.
Huh.
Like, it doesn't matter how many fucking numbers you put on here. It's going to be worth zero.
But I guess we've had this discussion before. How do you spend your crypto if there's a major event in the world? Like the
There'll be ways to do it.
Yes, I just don't know. I mean, I don't understand.
We're not going to lose electricity. Like, electricity is a very basic scientific thing that a lot of people understand, and it's not going away.
Okay, I mean, you do understand all of our electrical components for this country are made in China.
That has nothing to do with anything.
Okay. And China is maybe back in Iran.
What makes you think we can't make them?
We can't make them today.
Okay, that's fine.
We can't
so the power's
make them
out for a
tomorrow.
week. The power's out for a month. Like, people were making...
We got this conversation.
People were making these things in the 1870s with horses and fucking steam power. Don't tell me we can't make this stuff again.
Well, actually, no. So we might be okay here, because I believe... What percentage of ours is hydropower here?
I don't know.
Because of the Hoover Dam produces electricity.
Right.
Now that... Well, no, but you would still need transformers to step it down.
Like, anyone can make it. It's not that fucking hard. These are basic components that are over 100 years old. Like, a fucking college-level freshman textbook will tell you how to do it.
So I will look it up this week. I'll look it up this week. I might make a transformer to see how hard it actually is. I might need to wait till the 4th of July weekend, so I got an extra day.
I mean, I know people make Tesla coils and all sorts of crazy shit in their garages.
So
it's not hard.
this coil shit about making electricity, it's easy to do. I've done that.
Yeah.
And I've lit a light bulb.
Yeah.
But I want a light more than a light bulb.
No, I understand. Like, I can make circuits. It's not fucking, like, with wires, with copper, like literal copper wires.
Enamel-coated copper wires.
Make circuits. It's not hard.
I think I mentioned this before. Like the magnets in the microwave, those are the fucking magnets you want. Those are some powerful fucking magnets.
Well, do your topic.
Okay, but I'm gonna look into that because I don't think they're as easy to make as you think.
They're definitely easy.
I don't think I really don't think they are. But I don't know.
We've been doing it for over 100 years. When people were still shitting in outhouses, we were doing it.
We've been making shoes for over 100 years. Can you make shoes?
I don't need to make a shoe. Somebody can make a shoe.
And how are you going to pay for it?
With my crypto. Like, what the fuck? What are you talking? Not with this. Not with this fucking piece of paper. This is going to be used for warmth.
So we had this.
This is going to be used to fire up the steam engine to make the electricity.
We had this conversation at his barbecue this weekend, and was it Sunday or Monday? I was watching something, and they were making a shoe. But what it was basically a piece of bark with straps on it.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
it works.
Counts. Old tires, dude. Old tires are great. I mean, they drive cars around.
But I want like the swoosh on there.
Well, too bad. That requires a lot more infrastructure.
Patents and copyright issues and letters from lawyers.
You don't need that. That's all. That's what's making it.
I would not buy a Nike product
That's what's making it more expensive.
On it. All right, so I took a class on turning dirt into soil. Do you know the definition? Do you know the difference between dirt and soil?
I mean, like soil would have like minerals and enriched stuff in it for plants to grow.
Yeah,
dirt is just any random shit.
Yeah, more like, and then soil has got the nutrients in there. So, because living in the desert here, it's a struggle to grow stuff. I'm actually doing pretty well this year so far. My corn is some of my corn is knee high.
Ooh.
Not all of it is right now. So
you got like 12 days, 13 days, something like that?
Knee high before the 4th of July. But that's a Midwest thing.
Yeah.
Technically here in Vegas, it should be fun. I should be harvesting corn pretty soon. But I also didn't get it in until April. So, but some I planted seeds in the garden, some I started seeds in the house. And I did that, and I've got some in planters. I'm growing corn in different, or actually all my plants. I've got some plants in the garden, some plants in pots. Some I started from seeds, some I planted the seed. I'm trying to learn how this stuff works so I know what the best route is. And they always say the best thing to do in Vegas is raise garden beds. I don't want to do that.
Raised garden what?
A raised garden bed. Basically,
okay.
yeah. Grow yourself in a box. I mean, I can grow tomatoes in a 5-gallon bucket, but I'm more of a traditionalist. I grew up growing tomato plants in the ground. I mean, but the problem is, I grew up in an area where if you're eating a tomato like an apple and you sneeze, 2 weeks later you come back, there's going to be 2 tomato plants there. That's just how easy it was to grow. This has been a challenge, so I'm now looking into what I'm not doing to get my shit to grow properly. And I'm focusing on dirt, which also water was brought up, so I got advice on water as well. But basically, you can turn dirt into nutrition. What I've shown, so I took a class with he's Las Vegas Worm Farm, and it's actually his website is LasVegasWormFarm.com. His name is Dennis Witcher, probably butchering that last name. So I mean, this gets very scientific. It talks about worm castings, compost, mulch, microfibers. Like this word right here,
phosphorus.
Yeah, phosphorus. Barren, iron, nitrogen. Ironically, I found out today my corn might do better if I do plant more nitrogen. So I've got that going for me. It's got
the oxygen or the air is mostly nitrogen.
Well, oxygen in the air, because that's the other thing they talk about. You may not want to till your garden, which I've always grown up tilling my garden. Because you don't want to disrupt the soil. So what the method that I chose was what Dennis recommended was worm casings and compost. So you put down a limited amount of worm casings. It came down to like a tablespoon per plant, kind of at the base.
What's a worm casing?
It's the casings of worms.
What's a casing? Is it shit? Is it worm shit? Is that what you're telling me?
Actually, I didn't ask him what the worm case. I've always heard of worm cases. I've never used them before.
Okay.
Yeah, I should look that up because I actually should know that. But I bought his worm casings. I think it's just. I thought it was just like they shed like
There's
a
worm castings.
Well, it's
worm casting. What the fuck? What is a worm casting?
I guess, okay. Maybe the casting is the same as casings then, because he has castings in here as well. Your plant needs so worm castings. Your plant needs microbes to unlock the nutrients they need to survive. If your soil doesn't have these microbes, your plants are missing out on nutrients.
Yes, it's worm shit. It's worm shit.
They provide the bacteria.
Just why don't they say shit? It's worm shit.
I know. Like compost, it's shit. And poop. But it adds essential stuff to your garden, but you also mix it with compost. So this is what was interesting. He goes, you put the worm casings down first, and then you put your compost on top of that. Okay. And then you got to put the roof on your garden. Huh. And the roof is something to protect all that. Yeah. It could be mulch. It could be. I wouldn't recommend hay because the hay goes away too quickly. Yeah. But yeah, so I've chosen mulch. So I'm kind of putting the roof on the house with mulch. And then this is I did this like 2 weeks ago. So I'm kind of seeing stuff is growing a little bit faster, I think. Nice. But I also don't know if that's just the natural order of things. It just starts to grow.
Mike was saying, we had him on the show a while ago. He was saying like you could take mushrooms and put them in a blender with some water and like make a paste, right? And then you could put the paste on that soil, and then you have mushrooms. Like mushrooms will just grow. That's what he was saying. It sounds right. The mushrooms are like that. Like they're fungi.
Maybe indoors. I don't think outdoors.
I'm not sure.
I'll ask him next time I see him.
It's probably more likely indoors, especially in Vegas. Yeah. But yeah.
Well, I'm struggling to get mushrooms to grow, which is odd because, again, moisture, dirt, shit, mushrooms grow. So there are numerous different ways to make your dirt nutrient rich. I've chosen the worm, I guess, castings. I grew up knowing them as casings. Maybe they changed the word on me.
Maybe it's casting. I don't know.
It's weird. But again, I'm not the expert here. I'm just letting you know what I learned and look into it because there's multiple different options you can do this with. But the one thing I found the most interesting is you have to water your garden. Yeah. And then in most states, your garden comes to its natural end, and that's usually in the fall. Here, I do believe I can carry my garden throughout the year, and then I would use hay, because at that point I'm just kind of protecting the roots, keeping them warm, and the plant will stay alive. But if you were to close your garden down for the winter, you still need to water it. Because your soil is alive. There's a bacteria in there, and it needs water to survive the winter until you use it again. That's what I actually found interesting. So if you're struggling with your garden, look to find out what good soil is. Don't buy the soil. I mean, if you want to buy the soil, just stay away from like Miracle-Gro and that kind of crap. Well, no, somebody brought it up in the class, and the guy goes, "Yeah, stay away from Miracle-Gro because Miracle-Gro feeds the plant. It doesn't feed the ground." He's like, you don't need to feed your plant. You feed the ground, and the ground will feed your plants. And it's just more of a natural thing. So that's the path I'm moving down now, because I don't live in the Midwest anymore, where it's just fucking shit just grows. My grandfather, dude, he used to grow tomatoes this big around. And he was proud as fuck.
My mom has I think she still does tomato gardens.
Yeah, he would pull the seeds out every year, and he would, what's that word? You make the seeds ready to grow next year. Yeah, he took his tomatoes serious.
I mean, like, tomatoes is one of those things where, like, the grocery store just is not comparable at all.
Oh, yeah, you have a fresh tomato out of a garden compared to what you buy in the store. There is a difference. So look into that for your garden, and to make your garden, make your dirt living. Make your own compost. My wife's actually having a great time managing our compost pile, because it's fairly new to us. I mean, we lived in Chicago. I lived in a freaking high rise.
She's shoveling your shit all over the place. Like, you just spew shit out of your mouth all day long.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I recommend you do is look into providing good soil. But yeah, the reason they don't want you to till is because it will disrupt the natural order of things.
Maybe the forest doesn't get tilled, right?
No, and that's a good point. Like, one guy was that you can just use a pitchfork, stick it in the ground, and just kind of twist it. Kind of just mix it up a little bit. So no, it was really interesting. I'm taking more of these classes. Because I'm just not happy that I don't have a thriving garden. I will get there, so we'll just see.
Cool.
All right, I think that's it for me. You got anything else?
Nope.
See you next week. Thank you for joining us at the Canary in the Cage podcast.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share us to help build the community.
You can find us at Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, or your favorite podcast app, and even on the dark web at I2P.
Thanks for listening, and see you next time.